Hi, welcome back to Susan's Kitchen Corner, and on this edition we're going to be cooking collard greens. And what is a collard green? It's this, and it's almost big enough I can fan myself with it. But this is what a collard green is, and it's huge. It usually comes in a bundle of a lot of leaves like this. And these are really pretty collard greens. As you can see, the edges are nice and clean. There's no, well, there's a little bit of damage, not damage, but you know, tears. That's okay. If it has a tear in it like that, that's okay. As long as it's nice and green and it's doesn't have any blemishes. Blemishes would be like, it looks like it's wilting. This holds up pretty good. Like, see how I'm holding it? So if it was hanging, you want your collard greens to have some sturdiness to them. Now this is not considered wilting. It's just because I'm holding it upside down. The leaves are big, but hold it like this. And if the leaves hold up, like they don't do this, like when you hold them, if they droop like this, then they're probably really wilted. Or if they have any discoloration, like they're not green, they look some other color, like around the edges, then you want to go with, you want to eat what looks pretty. So first what we're going to do is you're going to need a pan like this, and you have two options. You can use olive oil, or the other method is butter and garlic, which is really delicious. So if you're going to use olive oil, 2 tablespoons, and if you're going to use garlic, I'm going to use 4 cloves. So you don't have to use 4 cloves. You can use 2, 1. I'm going to use about less than a tablespoon of butter, and I just had a knife here which just disappeared. Isn't that funny how that goes? It's like I just had a knife. Oh wait, no wonder. Okay, just habit to put everything in the sink. And so here, you never peel garlic. This is a garlic, and you want to take, see this top right here? Take it off and pull on it. And it's kind of messy. Doesn't go fast. Take the other end right here, slice that off, and then very carefully take the skin off. Just kind of peel it back till all the skin's gone. Now if a little skin gets in there, big deal. You'll taste it. I've caught myself eating something and like, oh, what's that? Oh, just a bit of garlic skin, no big deal. It gets in there every once in a while. Okay, so get that peeled up real good. Okay, and I'm not making this with garlic skins in the pan, so let's get rid of that. This isn't my famous garlic skins in collard greens. That's for another time. Okay, it's all clean. So what we're going to do is we're going to put, now you might want to leave the butter out. Put like half, like this much. Generally, if you want to put more, you can. And we're going to chop the garlic. And I'm going to bring it over here. And the way I'm chopping the garlic goes for onions. Anything you chop, you want, actually we're going to mince the garlic. So we're going to just cut it like that. It'll smell really garlicky. And you have to square it. That means you chop, and then when you're done chopping, you pull it into a square like that. So we're going to chop, and it's going to fly. Some of it's going to go out where it's not supposed to go, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to mince this. So you want the full flavor of the garlic to incorporate with the collard greens. This isn't really stable on this, but go back and forth, back and forth. Just pull it into a square again. Get this off. It's gonna smell really good. I love the smell of garlic. Different ways you cut garlic. Now see, if you were to put this in a blender and blend the garlic, when you chop it with a knife, it retains the moisture. The moisture doesn't come out. It's like an onion. When you chop it with a knife, the moisture is retained within each little sliver of onion or garlic, right? But when you put it in a blender, you're blending the water content out of it, and you end up getting a mush. So it's the different ways you do the different ways you chop, blend. It all affects it. So chopping is actually the best way for garlic or onions, because it does affect the end product of whatever you're cooking. So it takes a little bit longer, but believe me, it's worth it. Okay, so we're just going to scoop that up with a knife. I'm going to put it right with the butter, even though it's not melted. Okay, get this back over here. We're going to put this on low. So put it on low, and it's going to let the butter melt. So let's get back over to the collard greens now. So what we're going to want to do is we want to use the leaves. We don't want to use the stem. That's too harsh. So basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be, I missed a spot of dirt when I washed them off. So we're going to clean out that dirt, because I don't want that dirt. Thought I got them well enough. That sometimes does happen. Okay, so no dirt in your collard greens. I missed that. So what you're going to want to do is take your knife, cut right along. Voila. Cut the other side. And what you're left with is you're left with a pointer. So if you want to point anything, you can. So this is where I'm cooking the collard greens. This is the collard greens. This is my drink. It looks like something, looks interesting, but we'll set that aside because we're not going to eat that. Okay, so do another one, and just kind of do this with a knife against it. These are really big. Let's do one more. And if it cuts into it, no big deal. Let's just go back over it. And if you want, you can actually just rip these. But when you rip them, you leave a little bit on the stem. So here's the fun part now. Okay, let's go back over to our Okay, this is so good. I mean, this is good. This is just smelling this just by itself. Oh yeah, garlic and butter. I could just. I mean, this would not be a very good dinner, but I mean, I just could smell this all day long. This is just such a good smell. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna rip it into small pieces. And just rip away. Actually, let me turn this off. So you can turn it off. It's okay to turn something off while you're doing something else. And if you want, you can actually remove the pan from heat. That's perfectly fine. It's gonna cook. So let's just tear this all in. And there's no rhyme or reason. If there's a thick part like this, see where it's real thick, just pull it off, put it in your non-eat pile, and then just keep on ripping. Collard greens cook just like spinach. And these will cook down. Got a little bit thick stem right there we don't want. So if it feels thick and you're doing this with it and you're like, see how it's right here? It's like, uh-oh, there's a thick part. Just pull it out. And pull the leaves off and voila, you're done. Because not all of them are going to be that thick. And collard greens are one of these things, it's brain food. You wanna, I mean, even if you just wanna cook this up by itself and have it by itself, that's great, because this wakes you up. This gives you green foods are great for if you got a test. Hey, watching me shred collard greens. Now you're probably like looking at me going, oh boy, this is too much. It cooks down. It really does. Actually, let's get rid of the two things I just discovered. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to the way I'm shredding these. There's no, just get in there. It's like shredding salad. You don't have to be perfect on these. Just get in there and shred. Shred them. If you want, you can just kind of rip, 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 rip. I mean, you could be like that. Look around, see if there's anything else that doesn't look appetizing, like the stems. Not seeing anything. Okay, let's just do this. Put it back on heat. Let's turn it back up to medium. Yeah, let's grab our spoon. And what you're going to see happening is you're going to start seeing these wilt. They're going to get darker and darker and darker, and they're going to start looking more like, it's actually starting to look like spinach. Okay, we'll be right back after these messages.